program on the betterment side. Of course, if it is bad, do let me know at the end of it. But our experience is it's always we have outperform ourselves. So just to give you an example, this program we designed for 5 days. And then the first time we ran in 2023, and then we understood that there is a massive gap. We treated GHG as a basic skill. If you don't have it, you can't operate. Of course, you can do a lot of stuff in HSE, which is social side, governance side, which is also very important, and environmental side. There is a massive scope there as well. Assumption we had as a consultant all the time that GHG everybody understand because we have learned in our 10th, 12th. But then we realized that people have learned, but they have forgotten first. Even though they are practitioner of it, they do not remember that chemistry because chemistry anyway was one of the toughest subject in science. And whoever has not taken science, gone into management, commerce, etc., definitely has struggled with this. Second, we realized that accounting was treated very lightly. Accounting people used to, first of all, they used to have a vision that it is a financial accounting kind of stuff. Yeah, maybe tricky, maybe only double entry, etc., etc. That is one connotation. And second connotation, it is easy. It's nothing to do, it's nothing rocket science. You have carbon emission data and you have activity data. Just multiply it and you get your carbon accounting done and dusted. Unfortunately, that was totally wrong connotation. And over the period of 11 years, you will find some that aha moment, yeah, where you will realize, okay, this was also happening in this industry and I was not aware about it. That moment, if you realize that, do note it down in your notebook. And we recommend that whenever you join, either you join from laptop, and if you are using mobile, keep laptop aside because we will have a lot of quizzes, question answering, discussion, because this is a flipped class. So I will work with you 1.5 hour, 2 hour, maybe 2.5 hour, 3 hours some days based on how occupied we are and how engrossed we are on certain discussions. But you have to simultaneously work for minimum 1 hour to 2 hour in daytime. If you don't do that, you can't get benefit from this program. And the benefit from this program is that you become a practitioner of GHG accounting. You might not use it for your job growth purposes, but it should become a motor skill at the end of the day. It should not look anything other than motor skill. What is motor skill? The skill which we have learned while we were learning driving. We were taking care of our kids. All those are motor skill, right? Do you need extra? Nowadays, there is a parenting, there is a GHG accounting courses. Parenting courses are also there. Driving courses are also there. But eventually, that just give you, in driving, we learn A, B, C, right? Accelerator, clutch, and brake. But when Rakesh, you were traveling back to your office to home, did you even bothered about where is the accelerator, clutch, and brake or gear? Absolutely.
No.
Absolutely not, right? That's automatic skill. It is happening, and you are talking on your phone. So this is the beauty of motor skill. And I believe such kind of skill, which is basic in nature, should be your motor skill with nuances understood. So you do not make those scratches in your Mercedes car, right? That is important. That you know how to maneuver in the roads of Delhi and Bangalore so that nobody scratches you, or even Calcutta, right? A lot of scratches because bus drivers are really crazy there, which I had few times visited Calcutta and driven myself, and I know how bad it is. Yeah. So this is how the motor skill develops, and that's why we have expanded this program from 5 days to 7 days, 7 days to 8 days, and now it is 11 days. So you are really lucky, and price remain the similar. We have not changed much on that. So because our purpose is that this information goes in a way that you appreciate the information rather than what you are getting out of it. So the value driven programs we are addressing here. What all we are covering? We are covering 6 modules in 11 days. Now, upon completion of this course, you all will have acquired following skill. And before I tell you which skills, let me tell you, give you imagination. Imagine that you are building a house. We have two architects, so let me tell that story that will be better suiting to most of us. And we have seen our house getting built in our lifetime or will be seeing very soon. You start with foundation. If you have seen every time, wherever building is getting constructed, they start digging, right? Which becomes nuisance to the neighbors. But you have seen that takes a lot of time, the digging and then creating that foundation. And that is how we start this program. We will start in module one doing just that, which will be today. We will be starting briefly. Of course, we can't cover everything. We have orientation and networking happening from this batch, last batch, even some people who are interested in joining the program with them. That's why we will not going into too much of detail, but at least you will get an idea. So module one, we will be talking about understanding the climate change basics. We will start from even understanding the greenhouse gases, which most of us know, but I will just make it simpler with the technicality which you need to become a carbon accountant. Okay. So that's my responsibility, how I deliver that. Your responsibility is that you work on it and understand the applicability of each of that theory. We will tackle GHG inventory in module 2. Okay, where we, even though you have never done any GHG accounting or inventory, you will get exposed to it in completeness. So we have developed our 5-step model, ESGPro 5-step model, which is based on GHG protocol 8-step model, which is written in their corporate accounting guidebook. Yeah, so based on that, we have developed, because we believe there are 5 principles and 5 steps. If you combine them together, it will not become 10, it will become 25. Yeah, simple mathematics, they're squaring or multiplying, we say. So fun fact is this, we will go into, of course, learning scope 1, 2, 3 emission under organization boundary, operation boundary. We will be learning one of the best thing which we never claim in our free session, the 2-day session, is learning the mitigation strategy, how to build that skill set so that anytime you see any accounting data, GHG accounting data, you are looking from the side of how to mitigate this particular emission, right? That is a knack of a skill which you will be learning without I claim that I am offering that. Okay, so that's a complete module in itself where we teach you the basics, the foundation blocks, how to build any strategy. Then we will say that how to build a strategy on the GHG mission particular to that organization industry specific. And we do that as well, where we will learn 6 to 7 industry, that how they are addressing and what are their building blocks which you should be using in your toolkit whenever you are approaching net zero emission targets. So that will happen in module 4. Module 5, of course, we will be going into detail and learning about climate actions, right? It's different. First chapter also, we will learn about different treaties and agreements in the first module, and also in 5th module, because their application of those comes into play. For example, carbon credits, right? Carbon credit is one of those concepts which builds on this fact people are trying to mitigate their emissions or knows that they are exceeding their allowances. Now, that is where we will be introducing voluntary and compulsory market of carbon credit. We will be also looking into key reporting frameworks. So you will be learning that credible, 4-pillar formula, how to write a credible ESG report. Of course, our focus that GHG calculation, how you are presenting that into your ESG report cleverly and not making that mistake which few people in market does, and presenting it properly. So that also will be learning. And then we will be also looking into specifically Paris Agreement, COP29 development, where we will be talking about Article 6.2, 6.4, and 6.8. With that, we will complete the learning strategy, and then we will into actually practice. Practice will happen throughout this 5 module, but the last practice is most important, where the learning happens 10x. Yeah, why 10x? Because all team member, and we always have 10 to 15 people in one group. So you will not have a large group. So it gives opportunity for all of us to interact with each of us, understand good or bad part of ours, as well as do that peer learning. Yeah, you can be expert in carbon accounting. The other person is expert in, reporting. Another person is expert in integrated reporting. The third person is building his career, maybe relying on you guys to help him. So that symbiotic relation which you will develop over 11 days will be also awesome. And that's what you will be listening to other members who have done that in the past. In the final examination, you will be doing a net zero emission paper. One case study we will be providing, and one we give always an option that you can bring your own. Yeah, last to last batch, we have several people taken, even government institution, their carbon accounting they calculated, and then they presented that how these guys can follow a glide path under SBTI and implement specifically, net zero emission targets for those people of your interest. So that's the last part. And then we will have 1 hour examination where we will be, it will be proctor based live examination most of the time. And you have to attend it live. Clear? Okay, Kasika has a question. Kasika, go ahead. I think you.
Uh, when it comes to net zero, I mean, after this course, like companies usually go for the SBTI commitment, but like how much you have to reduce and all those calculation, you do it, and then backward calculation also you do. So at the end of the course, will we also be able to understand and uh, build that capacity to do it for the organization, and also about carbon credits, because that is one area that companies are also exploring these days.
Okay. So let me be very clear and honest with you, everyone. We are not teaching decarbonization strategies. What we are teaching as a skill decarbonization, where we will be telling you that if you have certain kind of carbon emission, which you have calculated under scope 1, 2, 3, how to approach to mitigate it. So by just learning this 11 days, you won't be able to start working on SBTI. SBTI itself is a massive document. Okay. Those regulation requirements is separately dealt. We will be just introducing to you that how you can use your carbon mitigation to fit into that gliding path which SBTI recommends for net zero targets. That is what you are learning. In climate, in carbon credit, which you said, we'll be introducing what are those different models which people use and how they use it. For example, voluntary market. So there is a authority there which is gold standard, VCS, etc. How to use it, what it means. Yeah. So basic and fundamentals are covered. If you want to really develop a knack of how to develop carbon credit into your organization, this is not that program. I hope I'm clear and very, very transparent here.
Yes, sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So we will be introducing and giving you those tools. By the way, we have 25 different templates and tool, which actually explains you all these topics in much detail than what I will be covering. So that we will be providing you. If you want to use, you can use those templates to report on carbon credit, checking your carbon footprint, etc. And then also, if you want, you can deploy the carbon strategy. But trust me, you will hear in couple of minutes people who have just taken GHG accounting bootcamp are able to prepare net zero reports, and those reports were there in the group. The few of you must have seen, right? What a way they have presented. Means, how many of you have seen those reports which has been posted in the group, the specialist group, not the circle group? Tanmay, you have seen it, right? You were there in the group when people were posting their assignments.
Yes, sir.
Have you seen any of person's presentation?
No, I'm not go through that thing.
I say
Just
you
I
did not
down
go.
through
Okay, fair, fair.
because actually I'm waiting for the class. After that, I will
I
check
know, I know.
simultaneously.
Not a problem. Paresh ji,
Yeah, I've seen many and they're wonderful.
they are wonderful, right? They cover end
Yeah,
to end. Means it looks
yeah, yeah.
it's a real life net zero plans which they have planned for. So they go into detail. It's your that is why we say as much as I'm teaching you, I'm learning from you. And that is how the learning goes 10x the moment people start working on net zero assignment based on the GHG calculation. So this final day is the real game changer for all of us, where the really beautiful report people prepare by putting their own hours and effort and come up with something which teaches the other person in that group. So that will be happening on 11th day, mostly 10th day, and 11th day, of course, will be the last day where we will be giving you the feedback. You will be giving feedback to us. And then people like you who have not gone through the process come and also hear them. Ravindran, please go ahead if you have a question anyway.
Yeah, Vivek, I know this is GHG and you are covering a lot of things outside the GHG. So what fundamentally I have few doubts in my mind. Maybe like what is the difference between ESG and the sustainability? Number one, you can throw some light on that from a layman perspective to expert perspective. And there are so many standards are there, and sometimes it is called framework. So what are those differences, or is there any difference? And there are different organizations says that we have to use this framework or that standard. So how you decide on that is a general understanding. Then we keep us listening like net zero, decarbonization, and etc. So what is that? And there are standards like TCFT, GRI, ISB, CDP. So many things are there. So if you can throw some light on that, I know it is each one is very exhaustive and very complex. At least to understand like a definition. Like in engineering, we study what is momentum, what is velocity, what is speed. Then we can understand
True.
everything like in physics. So
Indeed, velocity
uh,
and speed is different. The
yeah.
difference is that nuances, isn't it? Good.
Yeah, yeah, and so is this GST accounting is same as carbon accounting, or it is a different? So I mean, coming from like a open-minded, I don't know anything
No, no, no,
kind of.
perfect. Yeah.
So that is the reason I'm put forwarding these my queries.
Thank you, Ravindran. Thank you for asking. In our sessions, there is no silly questions. Okay. Trust me, that's why we keep a small group and we do not offer recorded video as a teaching module. Why a small group? Because then you can ask question like this without getting afraid of that somebody will judge you. If they are judging, it is their problem because they will stuck in a situation as well where you can judge them. Trust me, in next
Yes,
11
yes,
days, you will see everyone happening in that case. And that is why I always recommend ask silly questions. Yeah, I might not immediately answer. I might have my own targets to complete.
sure,
But
sure.
I will assure you that those questions by end of 11 day is totally gone out of your mind. Yeah, that's the benefit of this program. So it's not only about GHG carbon accounting bootcamp, but it's all about how you give contribution to the sustainability as an industry, which is actually your purpose. Yeah, just getting one degree of GHG protocol based carbon accountant will not change your life. But what will change your life that you will be better off than anybody else in the market who has this understanding. That's my target. So let me take quickly. I of course I cannot spend too much time, but I can assure you by end of it, these all doubts will be gone. Let me take
Excellent.
ESG versus sustainability. So sustainability is a concept which comes from three P's, or they say when they develop the sustainability development is a word. Anybody who knows where from this word has come, first of all, mentioned, authorized to be mentioned, right? We have some architect as well. So whenever we use sustainability development word, we tend to ignore the facts behind it, the pain behind it, which is not today's pain, it's for decades which we had. But if anybody is aware, let me give you those some anecdotal evidence. So whoever is thinking this question is very silly, judge yourself by knowing the fact. First time this particular concept was mentioned in a book which was published by United Nations, WED. That was the body which has developed it. And there was a team which was behind. Anybody knows the name of the team and the book name? If you are judging this question, I'm just asking. Okay, somebody knows it. Wonderful. Kasika is a sustainability manager. Of course, he must be knowing. Go ahead.
I'm not sure I'm correct or not, but I think it's Brundtland report where it was mentioned for the first time.
Absolutely correct. You are right. Brundtland report in which year? Okay, no problem. At least she knows that much. And yeah, you know the year, you can tell.
Late 80s, late
Yeah.
80s.
Yeah, late it is in 1983 because Rakesh has attended our GRI program, so he knows it very well. It's in 1983 this commission was formed by United Nations, and in 1987 they published this booklet where they have first time mentioned that for sustainable development we need to target these three areas. And these three areas were at that point in time ozone layer depletion, livelihood improvement. Those were the area which they have covered. Let me take now new batch members. So we are reaching to end of our discussion. So that's how the sustainable development come into play on the concept of three is three P's, which is people, planet, and profit. So sustainable development also covers the profit. But when you come to ESG as a concept, or actually ESG factors as a concept, let's be very clear that ESG is not ESG independent. It's the factors we are talking about, or pillars we are talking about. Because again, inside ESG, there are factors, okay, which each of them can be target. Again, Rakesh being a GRI professional, he knows that, right? He has learned with us that there are separate factors on which we report. Now, coming back to the pillar, the ESG stands for environmental, social, and governance factors, which we need to consider in the business context where we are working on, which derives the company profitability, its development and growth in long term. Yeah, so long termism is the one which we focus here. Yeah, so that's the difference between sustainable development, which is one is on three P's: people, planet, and profit. We will be discussing that later as well. And ESG is those factors or pillars where we start reporting our company performance through KPIs. KPIs, everybody knows, right? The key performance indicator inside it. We report about these factors or pillars so that my company becomes sustainable. So there is a small difference, not major difference as a concept. And that's why you must have heard America has removed, most of the American companies are removing ESG reporting to going to sustainable reporting. And even CFA Institute, which has a ESG program, which I'm trained in and I'm trying to train my diamond members there. That program also has changed its name now. They are no longer CFA ESG certification, they have changed it to sustainability. So sustainability is much larger concept than the ESG factor, but the newest concept is ESG factor. The oldest concept is sustainability. And before that, CSR used to exist. Before that, religious method of traditional methods of CSR used to exist. So from 1400th century, we have seen Methodists, etc. Even in a Muslim society, we have zakat and Sharia compliances on where to invest, how to invest, what kind of investment should be done. Also talked about similar concept. I'm not going to take your second or third question, but you will be definitely learning what is the difference between GHG, carbon accounting, etc. Don't worry. And if you require additional input, you can always write to me directly or to Sandeep, and we will answer it separately. Now, let me cover at least 2-3 slides for which we have gathered. I know our new members, old members are already here. So welcome Kailash, welcome Bala Vijay. And we will be talking to you very soon after 8 o'clock.
Thank you, sir.
Meanwhile, let
And
me
hello.
introduce to session coverage for today's team members. So in module 1, we are going to cover understanding of fundamental principle behind this climate change. So you will be understanding and comprehending the cause, effect, and scientific consensus surrounding the climate change. Second, your grasp on global and national emission landscape will increase because I will be introducing to you the Kyoto Protocol, the Paris Agreement, etc., so that you can analyze current trend, key contributors, and regional disparity in the greenhouse gas emission. GHG is a short form of greenhouse gases. Okay, so when I say carbon accounting, basically I'm saying greenhouse gas accounting. That answers your question, I believe. Okay.
Yeah.
Ravindran. Now, last part, which in the module 1 we will be covering, is you gaining an insight in international climate agreements, which will be Paris Agreement, NDCs, nationally determined contributions, and other global initiative aimed at mitigating climate action. That's the coverage of module 1. Let me start that with asking a question. How you differentiate between weather and climate? Let's start taking these small terms so you have a clarity here. Give me 2 words or definitions if you know. What is the difference between weather and climate change? Anyone, go ahead. And more you, okay, Kashika, go ahead, Kashika.
So weather is like it is at a place, like I can say the weather today is pleasant or something. Climate is like over the period of time. For example, the uh, earlier the summers were not very harsh in Delhi, but now it has become like a lot more harsher because of the climate change, the change that has come over the period of time.
Absolutely. Good approach. Anybody else who wants to give a try? Thank you, Kashika. Tanmay, what do you think difference between weather and climate? Quick.
Actually, especially we go for the climate. So it is like a branch of weather change that is called climate change, we can say. So that is called like if you in the Kolkata, before that I explain the Kasika's example, same thing. In the Kolkata, previously it is not that much harsh, not that much humid. Now it is more than that much humid area. So
Yeah,
that
it's
is the
very
change of
humid.
the climate.
It's humid like hell
Yes,
right now, if you ask me.
yes, sir, yes.
True. Anybody else? Ravindran, please.
Yeah. Yeah.
Basically, climate is the localized one, like where it is in a particular place. The climate is the combination of different weather patterns over a period of time. So this is my understanding.
Perfect. Okay. Anybody else?
Weather. Yeah.
Rakesh ji.
Rakesh. Weather is the activity, climate is the impact.
Okay, good. One line answer. Wonderful. Anybody else? Amit, Raja ji. Raja, you can contribute. What
So
you
whether it's a temporary damage and permanent damage.
Sorry, we could not hear you. Can you repeat yourself, please?
Weather is a temporary measure. Maybe
Yes, true.
it may rain today. The climate is an almost permanent. It is see
Okay.
that
At least
particular
long.
area or region.
It's a
Yes.
longer period of time. Okay. Anybody else? Paresh ji. Mahima, Paresh.
Yeah, I can say indirectly it is micro versus macro.
Oh, that's good. Good approach there. Micro
Yeah.
versus macro. Awesome. Economic terminology used. Dr. Mega will be very happy. Okay. Mahima, what do you understand by weather and climate? Or Anjum, if you can. Anjum, Sarthak, anybody, just give a try. There is no right and wrong answer, specifically in weather and climate. And this is a very fluid subject, so everybody can have their own opinion. Okay, so let me give you a 3-point differentiator. Of course, the definitions are in front of you. So weather is atmospheric condition at a specific place and time, and it can change frequently even by hour. And climate refers to average weather pattern over long periods like decades or centuries and affecting larger region with more predictable trends. Now, 3 differentiator, which you will be taking from this class would be, first, let me tell you, weather is that mood or your mood, which changes hourly, isn't it? Sometimes we are happy and then suddenly we see something going messy and we get little sad or angry. Climate is your personality. Are you a bad person? Are you always angry? No, it's a momentary, right? It happens and it subsides next moment. Sometime when we are fighting with our spouses or boyfriend, girlfriends, it's a momentary, right? At that point in time, I'm angry with him, her, or with my spouse. But climate is your personality. You are that good person, which on the long term always wants to with your spouse or the boyfriend or girlfriend. That is the difference between weather and climate. It is stable over decades. Climate is stable over decades. So once it is changed, that's why people are worried about change and it is happening on a regular basis. Because once it is changed, taking back to the original condition is really bad. Correct or wrong? For example, Mumbai's weather or Delhi weather or Chennai weather, right, might bring, specifically nowadays, even in Bangalore, we had a study, day before yesterday, torrential rain, which was happening in Delhi. I was there in Delhi. So when I reached there, night was nothing. There was some yellow alert, etc. in Delhi. But suddenly in morning, I was leaving my Hayat and whole road was jammed. And I was supposed to reach there very urgently. And I came to know that there was some yellow alert, but uh, it was expected 3 days ago. And that day it suddenly happened. So that weather suddenly brings the monsoon downpour but tropical wet climate, yeah, in certain area means that you always need umbrella. So whenever people who lives in Mumbai, they know if they are not living with umbrella, they are coming back in home wet. Am I right? Anybody is from Mumbai this time? I think Anjum is there from Mumbai, correct, Anjum? Who-
Bye. Actually, I'm in Trivandrum, Vivek.
Oh, right now you are in Trivandrum. So anybody from Mumbai?
Yes,
Am
I'm
I
from
right?
Mumbai and definitely true.
It's like, right? Without
Yeah,
umbrella, I don't see at least the locals. The outsider always will be without umbrella, but locals knows
definitely. After 10th of June, everybody carries an umbrella.
umbrella. So that's that climate, wet climate, tropical wet climate of Mumbai. But whenever we talk about sudden monsoon downpour, that can happen any day, any time. And that for that, you don't need umbrella. So that's the difference. So three major difference on which you should judge this. Let me ask my old members who wants to go ahead and explain those three metrics on which you should be always judging and differentiating weather and climate. Let them get engaged as well. Otherwise, they will be angry with me. Who wants to go ahead? You have all the experts today. 3 पॉइंट बताइए. Nobody judging you, don't worry. Shivangi, anyone? Anchika, who is joining from Scotland, or Bala Vijay, who is joining from Bahrain, right? Bahrain, I believe. Anyone? Okay, so let me tell, they are a little worried about seeing new members. They are bulldozers. Yeah, once they will start speaking, you will hear them. And I hope everybody will speak their experiences today. Shivangi, you want to go ahead? Okay. Let me tell you those three differentiator points. The first one is the location. Now tell me whether will be localized event or covers a larger area.
Whether is a local.
Absolutely. So that is
Local.
localized event.
Local.
Weather is always a localized discussion, while climate is on larger region. That's why right-hand photograph, you see there are cactus, then behind snow, covered mountains. And that can happen on a larger area, right? Even though it's in one photograph. While weather is thundering, raining at certain location. Second differentiator is that the period on which we are talking. If it is a short term, like hourly, people said, or daily, people said, is your weather. When we talk about climate, we are talking about long term. And last but not least, the frequency. Weather it changes frequency faster than the climate. These are the three differentiating items which differentiate between the climate and weather. Now, what is climate change? So we have learned the climate and weather. Let's understand climate change. So climate change, picture Earth as a car parked in the sun. In the sun. So morning when you reach to office, you park your car in open sun area. You don't have a covered parking in that case. Now CO2 act like rolled up windows. Okay. Imagine that window which you have rolled up is that CO2, which traps the heat inside, right? Inside, there will be heat trapping happening because you have rolled up the window. And that's why people who are smart, whenever they park in open area, they put little bit down, but they are worried about somebody breaking into their cars. So I have not seen a lot of people are doing, but ideally you should put little gap. How many of you do that? Where you rolled up the glasses when you are parking in hot summer of Delhi or Mumbai. Kashika does, yeah, little bit gap. So you are not trapping all the heat which is getting generated inside it through radiation. Sun might not be going directly inside your car, but because of the radiation on either roof or from the ground, your car eventually traps, specifically that rolled up window traps that heat inside. And since industrial revolution, human activities have cranked up these kind of heat by 50%. By 50%. That's why people are saying that natural is okay. Natural emission, carbon emission, greenhouse gas emission is fine. But what human has done need to be brought back, right? The result is this: in 2023, whoever has attended morning session, we have run a video of Antonio Guterres. How many of you remember that? Where he was talking about global warming is gone. And what has it started? Anyone who has attended morning session? Antonio Guterres is speaking on 23rd of July? Anybody
Human activities have caused this.
caused this? That where global warming has stopped and now boiling has started, right? That's what he was talking in the morning. And that is what in 2023 we have observed the hottest day in the year on record, first time. And after that, whole thing has changed. And global temperature was about 1.54 degrees Celsius. Now that also has been crossed in 2024. So 2025 is really a make or break year for this society where US has already taken their hand back. They are no longer party to even Paris Agreement. They are taking back, rolling back all the initiative and sustainability. So who will take that lead is going to be watched in next 2 years. And this year will be deciding year for that. Yeah. Can we go to pre-industrial level, maintain 1.5 degree or even well below 2 degree? Will it be possible, etc. Need to be discussed and understood. Now, if you have to understand this definition, understand in again a step manner that climate change is produced by emission for greenhouse gas effect. Basically, CO2 we are talking about, or CO2 equivalent. Primarily, these are caused by CO2 emissions from greenhouse effect, gas effect. Tomorrow, we will be starting our session with that. Of course, we will be also covering some evidences to convince those US peers or buddies who has left the hand of sustainability that, look, scientists can be wrong sometime, but they will never be wrong all the time. How many of you have remembered the story of Galileo? I always cite his story. When he told first time that it is not Earth which is in the center, rather sun is in center and Earth revolves around, he was about to get executed. How many of you know that? Yeah, so we are living in this world again today, where anybody who talks about sustainability, specifically in part of Western world, USA, will get executed, and that's why I come back. So measuring and managing GHG emission is how we combat the climate change, and that is what you will master in this boot camp going forward. With that, we have come to end. Sorry, we had a lot of discussion in between, but I believe your orientation has been done. You have networked well. We will have another networking session where we will be giving feedback, getting feedback on our previous batch. Really done wonders by achieving 99% in the examination, in peer review, 90%. Everybody has rated each other on their presentation on net zero initiative and done well. So with that, I have come to our today's orientation session, and now we are starting to meeting and greeting our fellow members of previous batch. So everyone who has come has to start your camera, introduce yourself, and also talk about your experience, and then I will give you your feedback. Of course, I will announce the examination result as well, and it will be sent to you, each of you privately. You will not be seeing others' person performance, but I will give you overall average how the performance was. And peer review will be shared with each other, the whole thing, so you can see others' review as well. Welcome back, Kailash. Welcome back, Dr. Megha. Uh, who all are there? Bala Vijay, okay. Shivangi is there, okay. Somnath ji, welcome back, Somnath ji. I just saw you. Anchika, I hope you can speak, unmute. You are not in office today. Okay, so few of them has not turned up. Never mind. Sandeep, are you there? If you are there, just let them know we have started the session. Who wants to go first? Who is that person who is there in the class now? Who wants to unmute himself and go ahead and talk about themselves, what they learned over a period of time, and what is that differentiator?
So let the topper speak first.
So leader, we saw now who is the leader and who is giving a credit to the topper. So Shivangi, yes, Shivangi, I think the real game changer for you was that you were working on a project simultaneously, isn't it? Tell us your
Yes, sir.
And if you can start your camera, let your peers know you. And unfortunately, you have not heard their introduction, which I will share in the video so you can know about them as well. but they want to know about you. And one person specifically asked that I want to see who is that Shivangi and how she did it and how she achieved 99%. By the way, she is the topper in
So,
class, everyone.
Oh yeah, Shivangi, I think we all best and wishes from us. We were waiting to see
thank you,
you
sir.
because today morning I saw in the chat box everybody was asking each other who is 99, who is 99, and you were silent. And everybody was asking each other, are you? And like a jewel thief, you came out and said, I am Shivangi, I got 99. Proud of you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So actually, I was telling Megha ma'am also that I mean, for some questions, my guesswork worked, I think. Um, Besides that, I think I prepared for UPSC for like 2, 3 years. So I have this habit of eliminating questions and tackling the questions strategically. Maybe that helped also.
Indeed.
So yeah. So
Indeed.
hi, I'm Shivangi, and I was in the previous batch, and it was very informative. I work as a sustainability associate in a firm, and the entire boot camp was very useful for me because I'm simultaneously working on a project in which I have to do a GHG accounting for a client, and then I have to prepare the ESG report for them as well. So, like I told sir in the previous, like our last session as well, that I think I will be gaining a direct benefit from this particular boot camp. And the experience was really amazing. So, whoever is joining, I'm pretty sure that everyone is going to enjoy it by the end of the day.
Indeed. Thank you very much for trusting us and uh, joining our program and going through this process. Now, for you, of course, there are certain areas you have scored 99%, which reflects that you have understood all the concepts. And the reason you have understood every concept, even the minute ones, was that you are practicing it simultaneously.
Yes.
But the gap is still, which we saw in the presentation side, was you have to use the protocol, GHG protocol templates. That's the only thing which I will suggest. So that 100 pages, I believe you have is still not read. You didn't have time for
Yes,
that. So that
I haven't read it yet. Yeah.
that's got to reflect in the evaluation system. But nevertheless, just read that. Specifically, you have a guidebook now, which we have provided.
Yeah.
Refer that, it summarizes it well, and then go and read those portions which you are practicing on. Yeah, this will help you, and use that template which we have provided you. And we wish you very best of luck. You are the top of the class, and
Thank you, sir.
we believe you have excelled it. Because 99 last time Anchika has achieved in GRI, which was also a breakthrough. After 2 years, somebody has reached to that number. Now it looks like everybody can achieve 99% even in different subject. So congratulations, Shivangi, for doing really
Thank you,
well.
sir.
And your dedication coming to the class and preparing for it also showed off, because you did two presentations, right? Both the presentation or first presentation?
No, sir, actually, I did only one presentation.
Okay, fair. So, uh, of course, you are busy and you're working. I don't totally respect all of you. By the way, previous batch was completely tied up. Half of them were skeptical to come because they don't have time. They have already wasted a lot of money on different boot camps, and they were thinking that this is the same recorded video. What's your experience on that ground? You must have attended several programs. You are a master yourself in environmental science.
Yes, sir. Actually, I did attend it, and that was the issue. Most of the lectures were pre-recorded, so there was no way you can just clarify your doubts. The best part of this boot camp was like you can ask any kind of question, like even the silliest question you can ask. So that is something really great. And as you were available 24/7 to take our queries, even if we are not able to ask it in the during the session, we can ask it separately on WhatsApp, or we can separately reach out to you. So that is a very big point, I think, that I was able to see in this boot camp.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it, Shivangi. Looking forward to your certificate as well as your peer review along with your marks will be released after this session. And really happy to have you in the group and hope we can work together at some point.
Same here, sir. So it will be my pleasure
For
if I
sure.
can work with you.
For sure. For sure.
Yes.
Let's go to the next participant. Thank you very much, Shivangi. And let's welcome Anchika. Anchika, are you there? Who was the last batch?
Yes, sir.
Last batch 99 scorer. This time she has missed it by few marks. Anchika, first of all, what has happened there? Why you could not score full marks like last batch?
I don't know. I probably thought I should give others a chance as well. But definitely,
That's too good. That's a good way of boosting yourself. Go ahead, introduce
yeah.
yourself and tell us your experience, Anchika.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Anchika. I'm currently working in the field of finance. I am currently based out of UK, Scotland, and I'm looking to transition into sustainability. Hence, I took up boot camps and other classes from ESGPro. Uh, GHD is not the only one class that I've attended, so I've attended others as well. And that actually made me pursue this one, the GHD bootcamp. Why? Because it's all case-based studies. It is not just theoretical, it's actually good practical experience. So you will see transitioning from theoretical knowledge, putting it and implementing it towards your practical knowledge. So that is actually nice. And yeah, that's about me.
Perfect. What is the benefit you got from the program? Of course, you have attended.
Benefit I got from the program basically was so give I am looking to transition into sustainability side, right? And so this actually gives me an edge for it. There is a project that is happening in my office on this. So I kind of contribute towards it. So I know what is happening and how it is happening, how the calculations are. Also, initially I thought simple calculation ही तो है इसको इससे multiply करो. But apparently, it's not just that, it is just so much more. You need to see what to use, when to use, how to classify things. So that is another ball game altogether. But I think it was very beneficial for me. And because I want to transition, it will come as a plus. Plus, I'm also working with Sir separately. So I think I'll be able to contribute there as well.
Perfect. And welcome to the
Yeah.
program and internship which you have taken up. And I know the how your hard work is paying off. First of all, time difference he has, and then second of all, she works simultaneously on three different things, where she is transitioning herself as well as contributing to sustainability as a friend. She works with a forest company who gives the forest credit. So at least I give her that credit that she is working very hard towards sustainability, and hopefully we see you doing really well there. Thank you very much, Anchika.
Sure.
I wish that you could have given a competition to Shivangi, but good, Shivangi has out scored everyone. So good to have you here, and looking forward to you meeting more in Diamond membership, and of course with your internship, how we can develop these areas. Thank you and welcome. Okay, let's go to Dr. Megha and your, of course, feedback for you. Anchika, you have to be online. Let me give your feedback as well. So, again, for you, that two things remain common. You have also missed reading the book. I think in class only three people have read, even opened that book. So please open GHG Corporate Accounting Protocol book with the guideline and just refer it those sections which we have highlighted. Yeah, that will make your life easier, and that will make your concept clearer in terms of when you are applying it. Okay, so that's one. Second, for your part is, of course, I think you were unable to revise the sessions. Uh, Initially, 4 or 5 classes, I believe that has not happened. Later on, you got serious, but of course, that point in time, somebody else has picked up. Your presentation was good. We have already given the feedback. Examination also, you have scored above 90, so it's good marks there. But just that touch up, because in practice world, you cannot excuse yourself even with 10 basis point, right? If you record any number lesser, we will have that. So just revise the session, watch the videos once again if required, and definitely read that guideline and guidebook. Thank you. Okay, let's go to Dr. Megha Chan, who is professor, very acceptable, skeptical before joining this program. I had to sit with her, try to understand, reason it out, what happened, why happening. And then she got convinced somehow, take a leap of faith. Actually, she took a leap of faith there, and she joined the program for first time for 8 days, which turned out to be 11 days because
Yes.
there were several questions which I need to answer each of them. And then I have decided to make it 11 days program now, seeing those gaps. So go ahead, doctor, introduce yourself, share what was your experience and how did you get benefited? What is that one pointer which changed your understanding?
Sir, because you shared that I had taken a leap of faith, yes, I did. And I was even scolded by a couple of my friends. You do it every next time, and then you start blaming why did I put my money there? So this time also, good part is Vivek sir said that if you feel that you did learn nothing, then I would return your money back. So I just banked up on it. But then I think the kind of efforts that Sarah's put in during the boot camp, mostly we actually used to ask many a times many idiotic questions and would keep on asking नहीं आया keep on asking नहीं आया अभी भी समझ एक को आंसर करके चुप किया सर ने वो दूसरा फिर वही क्वेश्चन भी पूछ सकते हैं तो this all happened during our classes and the classes were quite highly engaging so, and yes, a lot of practical part. So, being a faculty, ESG, I had started, learning about ESG. I do some researches on corporate governance, but it is just empirical research and just collecting data on governance and doing some analysis. But ESG started taking my heart since last year. Like I started a course. I and my colleague, we started a course for our students in MBA and we did fairly well for the first time but that was the time when I realized the potential of this field and rather the need of this particular course or this particular section so and yes I felt that I should also transition to a career making myself more an ESG specialist so I was wondering what to join. I had explored a lot of courses, including courses from ISB, courses from IITs. Could not find faith enough to join them, but wasn't confident that I would be learning much in terms of practice over there. But looking after having a discussion with Vivek sir, I could be confident and I could join the course. So thank you so much, Vivek sir. It was my lucky day. I had earlier also told him that was a good day for me. I don't know. I was very much attuned to what was required for me, and I just joined the course and really learned a lot. Overall, not only from Vivek sir, my peer learning also happened to be amazing. And Shivangi always gave us a tough competition. I just hate it now, Shivangi. So again, I was happy when I scored decent scores. पर फिर पता चला 99 हाईएस्ट है उसके बाद दिमाग खराब हो गया चलो छोड़ो कोई मतलब नहीं
By the way, you have scored decent and
हाँ I have sir I
you were the
actually
most.
did three wrongs overall and all three were of 2 marks so I was like oh god यही क्यों गलत हो गई
True, true. 94 marks you got. And so that is the decent score. She was the most afraid candidate in our batch. He didn't wanted to take exams. He didn't wanted to take presentation.
yes
And
yes
eventually you became underdog to unicorn kind of stuff.
नहीं
You
sir
performed.
nobody can beat her
No, no.
Shivangi does not remember. She had presented earlier also. She has forgotten that, sir.
Oh,
But
is
she has
it?
presented earlier also.
Even I
And
don't
I
know.
also learned that it is always important not only to learn, but yes, it is important to present. That was a big time learning on the final day when
Right,
you gave that feedback that what would industry prefer.
right.
So I'm a little weak. Otherwise, also I just believe in content and this is
Good.
generally my nature, but I understood that day. And thanks to Bala Vijay, Shivangi, and to you that this is important. I understood that also. And I wish all the best to all the new participants. And you would definitely have wonderful learning. We would want to know from sir next time that which batch was better. तो एक जलन हमेशा होती है. So we'll see.
That's a good
I
one.
loved my batch. I had a very good experience with all the
So this
participants
batch
and
was
fellows.
good. No, this batch
Yeah,
had an
thank you so
advantage
much.
that there was completely diverse background. One guy who really want to make big in the sector is just struggling, asking thousands of questions, but making sure that I answer them was a difficult part for me as well sometime. But he never, given up. And he's going to speak next, so you listen from him. And he wants to really contribute to sustainability world. And then there was other part of the spectrum where people like Dr. Meghas, who is very moderate, by the way, she has ran programs on sustainability, of course, on a smaller scale on a student. but does research, etc. And sees that, I think, see, it's her nature to be being modest, but understand fully. And she was working on very tough assignment at the same time when 7 o'clock we used to start the class. So it was very hard for her. And that's the feedback to you, doctor. I think you have some time, of course, you have attended attentively all the time, made notes, etc. But I want you to revisit those video because the two markers, the question which you have made were not very tough questions, actually.
One was my mistake. In haste, I answered. I said, "Oh,
That's it.
what was I doing?" One
So
definitely was in haste. Two I did wrong.
that's it. So
But
that
yes,
essence in sustainability is one of those keyword, and I really appreciate people like Paresh ji and all who has over a period of time or period of their practicing, they have learned that patience is critical here. And otherwise you have done really well. Your presentation was good, quite detailed. The net zero practices were also, means of course not up to the industry standards, but you have done justice to it. So thank you very much for being there, and I hope to see you soon on different interactions, different sessions, and
yes, sir. I'm still looking forward to you for
so
the
diamond
promises that you
membership.
have made.
For diamond membership, we will arrange one-to-one calls. We will sit because that's a weekly sessions which we have. Already Anchika is there, Ravi is there. I don't know, Ravi has not come today. So
Ravi is here only. He's here only.
Ravi Indran is here.
Acha.
No, no, I'm
Okay.
there, sir.
You
Just
joined. Okay.
joined late because
Okay. Fine. So we have that, and yeah, the other side was CFOs, CXOs in the team. So that was a complete disparity of team members. So that's how it was difficult. But I liked it. I really liked the cohesiveness of the group. Everybody supported each other and made sure that everybody learns equally. And that's what the peer learning is all about. Peer learning is not me teaching you. Flipped classes are not me teaching you, right, professors? And we had two professors, by the way, who are expert in training, trained professionally to train. And I'm discussing with them something, so I need to be also respecting that boundary. Of course, this program is not English class program, so don't expect 100% grammars and jargons to be used. It will be very plain to sight. Uh, Hindi sometime spoken so that you understand properly. So this is that class. Thank you very much, Doctor, for trusting us.
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
hope I did the justice to your program, and you didn't took the money, so I believe that you are comfortable. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Okay, so let me go to now Kailash. Kailash is one of our prodigy. By the way, he looks very subtle. He scores sometime lesser, and again he has the similar reasons. 7:30 only he used to come back to house and home. Not a single day he was free, but he made sure that he attended the program. And even you watched the videos, right? You went back and watched the video, Kailash, right? So Kailash,
So that was the thing. I could not watch any of the videos. I could not study anything. I
okay.
even the exam I gave without any preparation at all. I had no time, and I managed to score 90. I'm not happy about it, but I know I did well. None of my
Yes, you
calculations were
did well.
wrong.
No,
None
no,
of my calculations were wrong. That is the best thing I wanted because with
indeed.
other stuff you tend to forget. But if the calculation is wrong, everything is wrong. So all my calculations are right, and that is the best thing I'm happy about.
No, you did well.
Yeah.
In presentation, I was not happy, but exam,
I didn't get time. Yeah.
you
Yeah, I
did
mean, I think just two questions I did not know at all because I think I had missed it when I missed the sessions.
right.
But otherwise, the others, when I checked it later, it was pretty silly mistakes. And I was in a very sleepy mood. I had not slept for 2 days. But yeah, no excuses. But then still,
No.
but yeah.
At the end, if end is good, everything is good.
Yeah, I mean, I
It is
have
not lesson learned.
all that time of me topping in class and being the best is all gone. I've understood in time that it's just understanding things is more important than scoring marks. So yeah, I don't mind if I come last, but I
Raghi
know
is telling you.
but I've understood. I know understood the stuff, and that is more important to me now. Because I'm just being just obsessed with being the topper is long gone. I don't care about that anymore. It doesn't matter. Just
Shivangi,
knowing the stuff matters.
Shivangi, I hope you are not offended. Yeah,
No, she's not offended.
I
It's good
hope.
for her.
Uh,
It's not wrong.
right. I'm just joking. I'm just pinching
Yeah,
her.
yeah.
She
I'm
should
sure.
not get the pinch.
And
No, no, sir.
she's
Actually,
still
I'm
young
not.
anyway. So
Go
I'm
ahead.
not offended, sir. Actually, I was about to say that most of the concepts I was able to understand because of Kailash sir's questions only.
See,
well,
that's the benefit.
I'm glad. No,
That's
that has always been my style. Not style, but then that's just the way I learn. And that's one of the reasons why I connected with you so well. Because, of course, I've gone through a very, very, very tough time. I've been on medical sabbatical for a long time. And I've tried to still study as much as possible and try to, keep up with CSR and ESG as much as I can. But then even though while being in bedridden and whatever, but then even though I tried to learn, but it was always like all those recorded videos and people was just talking random crap, which I could read on Google, which is not always necessary. So that even when I first came across your uh, post and like I wanted to see that, I thought let me give it a try, the webinar, and that's when I realized that you're very very different because even in the free things, you shared a lot more than the others do, and that really caught my eye because if someone can just give away that much already, so I just decided to take a bet on and like what will be the outcome if I join the class, and especially if it's live and I can get to ask questions. Although initially I wasn't sure, I thought maybe it's just like a scam or whatever, but then I thought I'd give it a chance anyway, and I'm so glad it wasn't. Of course, then I had my other issues and questions which I asked you, and you you were kind enough to grant me certain leeways, and I'm very happy about that. And I think that kind of got me because it's not that you were teaching ESG, you also followed it in a way. You're trying to build a community, and which is kind of it just shows that passion, uh, which I'm looking for, which even I see in myself. I've always been like this, and I've always tried to do well and just for everyone in general. And it was glad to see that someone else also thinks like me, probably more than I do. So that was something which really connected for me. And then of course I haven't left his side since. Probably I'm sure he will be kicking me out sometime soon. But but yeah, I'm just happy to be a part of this, and yeah.
But you saw the benefit of you being there. How we can kick you out when people like Sivangi is scoring really well, learning something new because of you.
Yeah,
That
I'm glad about that. The thing is because I remember when he first told me that I will help you out, but if you promise to show dedication and do well. And for me, I always knew I am a great student, but of course I couldn't prove that to you with on the first shot. I had to prove it to you. So I was like, if that is a condition, there's no problem. I will do it, and I had to show it, which I did anyway because it comes naturally to me. Like it's not that I had to work or struggle or something like that. That time I was anywhere at home and I really wanted to study. So yeah, I did, and I was glad that you were happy with my performance and attendance and all the questions because I asked that anyway. And probably because of me, you've had to extend your sessions. So from 8 days to 9 to 11 and probably 15 because I know that you will pretty much answer everything that is asked of you and you will not let go. Even if you have to extend sessions without any extra money or whatever, but then I know you will do it because you're equally passionate, probably even more. So yeah, that's what I've loved about learning from you. And I
pleasure is
just hope.
mine, and I'm really humbled, Kailash. I know what phase of life you are going through. By the way, just to give you a context to Kailash, Kailash is a
I'll say that.
well-read person. He has topper in his computer science classes. He has worked in IT business. He has also traveled across world, went to Germany, pursued his career in sustainability. Unfortunately, after that, he's bedridden. He went through kidney transplant, etc. That's a bad patch of the life, but he's dedicated to sustainability. That's the real part which I appreciate in him. And I'm trying to support, and I expect anybody who comes across him and people like him should support. Yeah, it's our responsibility to not leaving anyone behind. Yeah, and that's the process. And still he and you will watch few of his videos which are online as well, and you will see how interactive he is, what kind of questions he asks, and make sure that people answer those. And end of the day, everybody gets benefited. So thank you very much, Kailas, for being here. As
Thank you, sir.
I'm not
It's
leaving you,
there is like
and I don't
there's
want
no
you.
way I can thank you enough.
No, no, my pleasure is
You've
mine.
done a lot for me, and I always appreciate that.
Pleasure is always mine, and looking forward to working with you as well as committed. Don't